Your yelling's getting loud. Keep it down now. Keep it down now. There's talk going round this town. Keep it down now. Keep it down now. Noise is closing in from all sides.
So listen, yous are very, very welcome down in the New Lord Youth Centre. My name's Neve and I'll just be kind of telling yous what yous are going to be doing tonight. So basically tonight we've got over 50 young people, both male and female, to come together just to have a really important conversation about the topic of ending violence against women. A couple of things they've been talking about today has been just places where they feel safe and unsafe, and that includes social circles, social media, school, youth centres. They're also talking about what more they could be learning about in terms of consent, healthy relationships and respect. So yeah, this topic is obviously so important now in all communities, and I think it's important just for us to kind of engage young people and give them a space just to give their opinions on the topic, to help us kind of understand where we can help support them and put interventions in place to support the issue.
I'll be an army, no, you're not gonna stop me getting through. I'll sing a marching song and strong through the halls louder than you. I could surrender, but I'd just be pretending. No, I'd rather be dead than live a lie. Burn the white flag. Burn the white flag.
That's the part that hits me. Every girl is someone's whole world. Someone carried her, protected her, loved her, and even beyond that, she shouldn't need to be related to me to deserve safety.
Hi, my name is Michael and I'm part of New Lord Church's drama piece called Eggshells, which is about ending violence against women and girls. And it talks us through different experiences and incidents that women and girls might go through in their day-to-day lives, and how it all ties together and can create like a negative experience for women, and how men can better themselves and their behaviour in order to make more women and girls feel safe. For me, I just really enjoy drama and stuff, so whenever the opportunity came up, most of my friends would be like women, so I thought like, as a boy, it would be important for me to do this, just because I can't say I understand the topic completely because I don't have that perspective of a woman, but I just think seeing this behaviour, it needs to be stopped, and I think a drama piece would be really great to like highlight these issues to people. I think one of the biggest issues with like boys in like this whole topic is like kind of that herd mentality, where if there is a group of boys, I feel like they kind of think their behaviour is like fine and stuff because it's amplified by like 10. So I think the way some people like speak about girls or even act towards them just because they're friends there, I think that's a very big issue in Belfast.
It's such like a prevalent issue at the minute, and it always has been and always will be unless we do something like this to stop it. So far it's been really great, and we've all been working together devising the script, and we're starting blocking now in the next few weeks to see how it really goes. Yeah, I feel like work like this is so important right now, and really focusing in on like young people, because it's easier to like form opinions than it is to change opinions. I feel like young women right now, the most relevant hurdle is school. Especially if you're going to like a mixed school with boys and girls, every single day there's going to be a girl in that school facing some form of violence from men, and people might be thinking like, oh, like I don't see a boy hitting a girl every day, but it's really small things. I know a lot of schools don't have a girls rugby team or a girls football team, and that's just tradition, but realistically it's not. It's just that like women can't do it, like it's our thing. So from young women having that mindset from a young age, it's just stopping them from being who they really truly can be.
So, obviously we said we're going to be looking at ending violence against women and girls, and we've been looking at that for the last 5 weeks, so now we're on about masculinity. Does anyone know what masculinity is?
We did the typical man session. We'll introduce men, see what they look like, see the way they act, the way they treat women. The sessions have been great. They've made me have more confidence, talk to my mates more, talk to youth leaders more. It's been good. Well, a man being toxic could be based on what his friends, his families, the way he's being treated at home, the way he's respecting people. Just not treating women with respect, slavering, not letting them wear what they want, not letting them have social media positives, just treating them nice, be nice to their family, respect their family, let them wear what they want, let them post on social media. Well, more made me think about respecting women more, treating them more with respect than what you usually do, like treat them just like one of your mates.
And I want us to take 2 steps back, make it a wee bit bigger, right? This is called the circle of strength. I know we learned a wee bit about, you know, stereotypes, social norms, right? And we learned about how there is people out there who say that girls should be certain ways, boys should be certain ways, people should look and sound, and this is how the social norms are in reality. But in reality, is it? Should girls always wear pink? Should boys never cry? No, okay? So this is about our strengths.
My name's Darcy, and tonight we learned about confidence and how men should treat women and women should treat men and to not be shy. I think it's important for young women to have confidence and they may not have confidence in case they think what people say and what people tell about them in case people comment about them and say stuff about their appearance and stuff, and it will affect them.
Tonight with Neve, tonight we were doing about peer pressure.
Whenever so just say you're being peer pressured and you give into the peer pressure, what happens after? You've maybe done something that you haven't wanted to do. Feel guilty. So what does it impact?
The positive peer pressure that we talked about tonight was your friends pushing you out of your comfort zone, your mummy and daddy pushing you out of your comfort zone, and and then negative peer pressure we're talking about is your friends getting you to drink and smoke. They skip class, they like sneak out of your house and they like stay past your curfew. I think people should really appreciate when like somebody that has violence against them really opens up to you and explains that this is all happening to them, and then people don't do it because people are scared of the backlash that could happen to them. Everybody thinks women aren't as superior than men, but in my eyes we're all human.
I had a bad habit of missing lovers past.
Listening, he's ready. Do you understand what you have to do? Right. So the first one is the boys don't cry.
Hi, I'm Ruby, and tonight we learned about gender stereotypes. My scenario was that the man, he wants to stay home and be a cook and stay with his kids, and people said that he'd be like lazy and not confident and he'd be like a bad reputation himself.
Yeah, we're going to put you in the groups and you need to discuss in your groups about this scenario. I have a few wee questions here that you need to answer and we can get feedback on them. A boy regularly uses foul or disrespectful language about women and girls, but people say that that's just how boys act. So you need to discuss, is this respectful? How might girls feel about hearing this? And what happens if this behaviour becomes normal?
In my group we talked about different scenarios and how it would make us feel as young women. We talked about how you would have to like trust people and be respectful of other people's boundaries and not to overstep them. It makes you feel like you can't go to anybody for help or like not to speak out and talk about things.
That's the last one. Girls care more about their appearance than boys do.
Yep.
Or more about how they look.
I enjoyed it because we like learn about like stuff we haven't learned about before. Because like say like someone's like girls are like footballers, like people say like they're not good enough because like more like men do it, and like they'll say they're not good enough and like they're not like strong enough to do it. Like they're pressured to like feel like they have to make their appearance good all the time and like make sure they always like look good and stuff. Like talking about like women and how they're pressured into like doing stuff and like certain like stereotypes.
I've learned to just be myself and like I don't need to do what all my other friends are doing, and it's given me like a lot of information about it and about how I can just be myself and go for what I want to do instead of following my friends.
Paddy Rice. I'm part of Full Circle Martial Arts. I'm one of the coaches in there. We would have 2 nights over Nordonia Community Centre and we are 2 nights in Nordonia Youth Club. It was nice to get invited here to come and talk to the boys. Just talk about how respect and how boys should talk around girls and how they shouldn't. And we're also just going to teach them a wee bit of self-defence, a little bit of striking. Well, we'll try to make it fun.
At the start we had a wee talk about violence against women and how they do a club about self-defence for women, because it's a very common thing in the world right now. Because people have a feeling that if you see a woman and if you think they're good looking or something, they can go out and they can do stuff like whistle at them, or they can do actions, or they can talk about them, and they don't really understand how uncomfortable it makes the women feel. Everyone should know about it because it's such a big problem and people have died and stuff like that, and it's very, very big problem in the world right now. Good session working on how to defend ourselves out in the street, or just how to be confident. Good wee session, fun, good to get out with all my mates.
Okay, so this is going to be a game of Jenga, right? And whenever you pull out a block, it's going to have either a statement, a question, or just something you'd hear every day. So I'm called Beth, and I've been in the agency for, cycle 1 and cycle 2. And now I do a game with Jenga, red flag, green flag, to try and teach girls about stereotypes and healthy relationships in a less formal way. So we're going more into what girls are, girls being called stuff in schools or in relationships, what's normal, what's not normal, how boys treat girls. And obviously this isn't targeting just boys, this is about girls treating girls as well, and how we're not a community no more, it's just tearing each other down. So it's just about explaining what a stereotype is and how girls aren't just there for one certain thing. I think how they get on with their boyfriends is a really big issue, controlling and that sort of thing, manipulation. Also being out in the street and getting catcalled, people pull up their cars and all just to try and talk to girls. And I also think just their mental state of all of it, not being able to go out or feel happy or safe, and not having to worry about being called anything, or even just worry about the mental impact it'll take just from going on a night out.